This video is about the best hero with just one copy. So for the heroes in the list, they are good at 6 star, which means you only need one copy of them, and one copy they will be first at 5 star, and you can advance them to 6 star, and they will be really good. These are all the heroes. At 6 star, they unlock their ultimate and their second active skill, as well as their first passive, and their second passive is not unlocked, so they need uh, 7 star to unlock their second passive, and they will also unlock their celestial synergy at 7 star, which is 2 copy, but at 6 star they will have their Valkyrie synergies. So these heroes, Empress Wu, she has a very complicated ultimate, and that's a lot of her power, because this ultimate, what it does is it will apply phantom illusion, which means it will recruit one of the enemies into your team. And that's not all, because the recruited enemy will also take damage for all your team. So that's really powerful, because basically on round 2, and since she's really fast, she just got buffed. So look at her stats. So her speed is 135, which is faster than all of the units without the skin. And if you have her skin like this one, so this is her original form, and this is her with skin, and she will have her speed increased by 5. And if you have her skin, she's the fastest. Like, there's no one beating her in terms of speed unless the enemy team has uh, Gaia. But yeah, that's just one case where they can be faster than you. But Empress Wu, she's really good because at round 2, she will charm an enemy. Like, the enemy will be recruiting to your team, and that enemy will take damage for your team. So, like, if the enemy team is trying to kill your units, the recruited enemies will die first before they can damage your team. So that's really strong, and that's why I put her in S tier. So this tier is like, they are all pretty strong. Anyone who make into this list are very strong, but they're still a bit different. So the second hero is Leandra. So for Leandra, she's very powerful as well, and I suggest you buy Leandra first if you are starting your new account. I think I talked about this before, but it's worth saying this again, because yeah, so for Oracle Shop, I recommend you first buy her because she's just a well-rounded unit. She deal a lot of damage, especially in early game, and she also provides you protection. It's all because of her first passive. So again, like at 6 star with only one copy, you can unlock this passive. So yeah, this is also really complicated and hard to read. But basically, she will summon a little crystal, which is a little creature at round star. And when she takes action, she will devour that creature. So assuming that that creature survives, which you can do a lot of things to prevent that creature from dying. But if she, like, each round, when the round starts, she will summon a little creature, and when she takes action and the creature didn't die before that, she will devour that little creature and then grant your whole team 2 stacks of Holy Shield. So if everything goes right, your team will gain 2 stacks of Holy Shield every round. But also, she will also permanently increase her own attack by 5 million, so up to 100 million by at maximum. So I think if you only have her at 6 star, this number will be 2.5, and the maximum will be 50 million. But that's still a lot, and it's really good in early game, because in early game this flat number will be more useful because your stats will be lower in general, and this 5 million will be more impactful than it is in late game. But even at late game, she's a really good hero. So yeah, I recommend you get her. The first hero you should get from Oracle Shop, I think, is arguably between Leandra and Dahlia. But yeah, she's really good. And another hero that is also a priority in Oracle Shop is Astrid. So Astrid is also really strong. With just one copy, you don't need uh, many more. She will be useful when you, as long as you have one copy of her, she's gonna be really useful because yeah, again, it's because of her first passive. When Astrid is deployed every round, the number two ally casting their ultimate skill will cast it again. So this ability unlocks at 6 star, which is one copy, and that's the ability that duplicate ultimate, and you can do a lot of crazy things with this ability. And one really good one is you can duplicate the ultimate of your Atrupus or Cleopatra, which will significantly boost your team's damage. Yeah. So that's Astrid. And moving on, we have Cleopatra. And Cleopatra is at 6 star. She haven't unlocked her full potential yet, so she's kind of hero you actually want her at 8 star at ideally. But even at 6 star, she's really good because she's basically a second Atrupus. So you have Atrupus and you have Cleopatra, and they are so at 6 star she's worse than Atrupus. Atrupus is better than her, but you really want a second Atrupus in a lot of cases because in your although you can't use both of them in the same team because they are well so they are like these cannot stack, it says in their description. So Pharaoh's Pledge cannot coexist with Watcher's Pledge, which is Atrupus's ability. But you really want two of them because in a lot of content you will need more than one teams. So like for this one, oh, I already passed this one, but in this game mode as well as in the mission game mode, like you need more than one team. So in this one you actually need three teams. So having two like a troopers type ability is really good. So yeah, uh, Cleopatra is really strong, and she can fit into any synergy because her first synergy will change based on the synergy that your team have the most. Yeah, and that's Cleopatra. And moving on, that's another hero, Gaia. Gaia is also a hero that can boost your team's damage. So I mentioned that she can reduce the enemy team's speed, but that you only unlock her at this ability at 7 star, which you need two copies. But with one copy at 6 star, she will have another really good ability. Apply one stack of corrode applied by. Okay, they still haven't fixed the description. Basically, as you apply, as your team apply corrode to the enemy teams, your team will gain damage boost and damage reduction up to 100 times, which means that eventually you will get 60% damage reduction and 1000% damage boost, which will significantly boost your team's damage like by a lot. Like there's like your team will deal so much damage and so much more damage than before when you have Gaia. Like yeah, you can notice the difference and it will help you pass through a lot of stages if you're stuck in a certain stage in main mission or Palace of Heroes or other game mode. Yeah, so at 6 star she's really good, but it's mainly for PvE. So for the player versus player, she's not that good at 6 star, but at 7 star she will be really strong because she can reduce the enemy's speed. Yeah, and yeah, so I did underestimate her a little bit when she came out because she has an ability that's not useful because it needs the enemy's corrode stack exceed 100, which is not possible currently. But don't let this like distract you from the fact that her other ability is really strong. Like, yeah. So yeah, Gaia is really good at 6 star, and same with Elisha. So for Elisha, her ability is that whenever your units land a critical hit, she will has a she will have a 25% chance to apply freeze for 1 round, as well as so the freeze is basically a stun effect that can stack. And also when they land a critical hit, they will not only try to freeze the enemies, they will also have their have their attack increased by 0.2 million and max HP increased by 50% up to 50 times. So this will significantly increase your team's survivability as well as like damage. So she's so this is her first passive, which means this unlock at 6 star, and this this is really good on its own, but it especially works well with our next hero Eudora. So for Eudora, yeah, she's one of the old heroes, but still one of the stronger ones, and it's pretty rare. So she can, so her power budget is mostly in her ultimate, which again unlock at 6 star, and that will have multi-instance damage. So the reason this multi-instance damage is good is one, because it can penetrate the Holy Shield as well as the Monarch synergy. So in this game, there's a lot of ways they can, like, for example, the Holy Shield, uh, it will block a whole instance of damage. Like, yeah, so each stack can block 1 instance of damage. And the Holy Shield effect is pretty prevalent. And if your units only deal 1 instance of damage, it will get blocked by Holy Shield and doesn't do anything. You lose out on a lot of damage. But since Eudora's damage is multi-instance, it can go through Holy Shield and still kill the enemy, even if they have a lot of stacks of Holy Shield. And the second reason why this multi-instance damage is good, so the second reason is that each instance of this damage, if it critically strike, it will trigger all the passive effect of your units that's trigger when there's. So basically, it can critical strike multiple times, which like it will trigger Elisha's this ability multiple times. And there are also other like ethereal units that triggers when, like for example, Katrina will grant your team shield whenever your ally critical strike. Yeah. So Eudora is pretty good at 6 star, but I don't think she's better than the heroes before her, but like, and she's a lot better as you level her up because she's one of the characters where stats actually matters on her because her damage is multi-instance and she's one of the main damage dealer in Ethereals and any teams that can run her. So yeah, and again she has a really strong exclusive room where every time she takes action, like there's a chance that she will cast her ultimate once, and at red rooms she will have 100% chance to cast her ultimate. So basically cast her ultimate, which is already really broken every action. Yeah. And also at 6 star, uh, she can also apply Healing Rapture on enemies. So Healing Rapture basically means like turning the enemy's healing into damage. Well, it has a cap, which is it can't exceed the like 5 times of Eudora's attack, but it's still really strong. Healing Rapture is one of the best way to counter healing because not only it prevents healing, it also turns them into damage. So yeah, that's really strong. Yeah. So Eudora is also a powerful hero at 6 star. And at B tier, so even at B tier, they are still pretty powerful in my opinion. So uh, Ophelia. So Ophelia's ability is converting max HP into attack bonus with a conversion rate of 50%. So like each time your units, when their max HP is increased, their attack is also increased. So that has a lot of synergy with other units. So when she was released, this ability is kind of underwhelming. But as they release more and more units that can increase max HP, like she got a lot better. So for example, Dahlia can increase the max HP of herself and the ally she swapped with, and at maximum is actually 3000 max HP. And if you have uh, Ophelia, that 3000% max HP increase will convert into 1500% dam attack, and that's really strong. Same with Elisha, we just talked about. Her ability also increase max HP, and that will also convert into attack. So Ophelia can really boost a lot of your attack if your team has max HP increase, and a lot of relics also increase max HP as well. Yeah, so Philias is really good, and she has the second passive, which is related to granting sanctuary when allies reflect damage. But this one is actually pretty hard to trigger because like reflect damage, dealing reflect damage requires your unit to survive damage in the first place, and that's pretty hard to do. And if it's like damage blocked by Holy Shield, it doesn't trigger reflect. So so surprisingly, upgrading Ophelia to 7 star doesn't do as much. So she's like really good at 6 star. If you have her at 6 star, you can chill and wait and focus on other units. And yeah, the last unit is uh what's her name again? Yeah, Audrey. So for Audrey, her power is basically in the fact that she can steal shield and holy shield from enemies with her ultimate and active ability, and also basic attack actually. So she can also steal holy shield with her basic attack, but it's not mentioned uh, in her description. But yeah, she can steal holy shield with her basic attack, and yeah, so and all of this ability will be unlocked at 6 star. So yeah, Audrey is also really good at 6 star. So these are the units that are good with just one copy. And I think I'm gonna do this series for heroes that are good with 2 copy, which is at 7 star, as well as a version at 8 star. So because I feel like this for most people, for I think for everyone, their budget is limited. So like like in for example in this event, they might only be able to summon one heroes, and they want that hero to maximally impact their like team's strength. And so yeah, so that's why I think I should make this guide. Also another thing is so there are heroes that are available in here. So if they are available in here, I don't think you should summon for them in Oath Recall. So prioritize the heroes that you cannot get from Oracle Temple. Yeah, when you are doing Oath Recall. Yeah, and same with Oracle Shop. Like you can't just uh it's all the heroes have monthly limit, and the coin is actually very rare. So like it's you have to make decision on which hero to get. So yeah, I think this is the tier list. Also, I didn't include heroes that are cheap. I only include those expensive heroes. Like I mean, by expensive I mean the rare heroes where it's hard to get them. Yeah. So for example, uh, A Troopus is actually pretty good at 6 star, but you're not gonna let her stay at 6 star. You want to upgrade her all the way to like 12 star at least. And actually, like unlocking her awakening skill is actually really good as well. So like she's not gonna stay at 6 star for long because she's really easy to get. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I didn't include the like for example Doris. She's also pretty good at 6 star, and you only need her red rooms. Actually, I probably should include Doris. Yeah, but again, like they are pretty easy to get, and you will soon get a lot of copy of hers. So that's it for this video. I think I'm gonna make one for 7 star unit. So yeah, I'm gonna like briefly mention them. The first one is Elmer is pretty good because at 7 stars she will unlock this ability when he won't die as long as one other ally is alive. And another one I think is Dahlia. So Dahlia is really strong at 7 star because she will gain this buff. Like she will gain some buff herself with her first passive, and the second passive she can share those buff with other allies. Yeah. Also, today is kind of the day before the shop refresh. So if you want to buy some unit, you can buy them now. And like when it refreshes, like you can buy it again. Yeah. So like tomorrow all this sold out will be refreshed in the Oracle shop. Yeah. If you're watching this video when it's released. Yeah, anyway, I think this video is a little too long now. So that's it, and thank you for watching.